What if the greatest truths that could transform your life were hiding in lessons you've been too busy to notice? What if the regrets most people feel at the end of their lives aren't about the big things, but about the moments they let slip away? Imagine living in such a way that you don't just survive, you thrive, without ever having to look back and wish you had lived differently. Welcome to a journey through timeless wisdom. Lessons that, once learned, will forever change the way you see your time, your health, your relationships, and your purpose. Once you learn these life lessons, you will never be the same. Growth Begins with Truth by Billy Graham, YouTube. Let me tell you something that took me decades to truly understand. Time is the one thing you can never get back. Money. You can lose it and make it again. Possessions. They come and go. But time, once it's spent, it's gone forever. And the way you spend your time will determine of life. You live when you're young. It feels like you have all the time in the world. You think there's always tomorrow. Always next week. Always another chance to do what you meant to do today. But one day you wake up and realize that 10 years have passed. In the blink of an eye, the dreams you kept putting off, the people you took for granted, the moments you rushed through, they're now just memories, and some of them are filled with regret. I've sat with a lot of old folks who've lived long lives and you know what they regret the most. It's not the money they didn't make or the promotions they missed. It's the time they wasted, the moments they let slip by while they were too busy chasing things that in the end didn't matter. The times they were too stubborn to say, "I love you," or too distracted to notice the beauty right in front of them. They regret working so hard that they miss their kids growing up. They regret waiting too long to say sorry. They regret spending years worrying about things that never even happen. You see, time is like a bank account that refills every morning. But unlike money, you don't get to save it for later. You can't store up hours to use when you're ready. Every single day, you're giving 24 hours, and how you spend them is up to you. The problem is, most people don't realize how valuable those hours are until they're almost gone. Think about it. How often do we waste time on things that don't add anything to our lives? Scrolling mindlessly through our phones, arguing over things that won't matter in a week, chasing approval from people who don't even care about us. We act like we have an unlimited supply of time. But let me tell you, one day we're going to wake up and realize that you don't. There's a story of an old man who on his deathbed was asked if he had any regrets. He didn't talk about lost wealth or missed opportunities. He said, "I wish I'd spent more time watching the sunset. I wish I had held my wife's hand more. I wish I had laughed harder, loved deeper, and worried less." That's what he regretted. And the sad part, most people only realize this when it's too late. So what do you do about it? You start treating time like it actually matters, because it does. You stop wasting it on things that don't bring you peace, joy, or purpose. You stop postponing happiness, thinking that you'll finally start living once you reach some milestone, once you have enough money, once you get the right job, once everything is perfect. Let me tell you, perfection is a lie. There is no perfect moment. There is only right now. When was the last time you truly lived in the present? Not thinking about tomorrow, not dwelling on yesterday, but just being here right now. When was the last time you put your phone down and really listen to someone? The last time you laughed without thinking about your to-do list? The last time you watched the rain, smelled the air after a storm, or felt the warmth of the sun on your skin? I've seen people who spent their whole lives chasing success, only to look up at the end and realize they never truly lived. They kept thinking, one day, I'll slow down one day, I'll enjoy life. But that one day never came. And now they'd give anything for just a little more time. But here's the good news. You don't have to wait until you're old to learn this lesson. You can choose right now to start living differently, to start valuing your time, like the precious gift that it is to stop wasting it on meaningless things and start investing it in what truly matters. Because at the end of the day, life isn't about how many years you lived. It's about how much life you put into those years. Let me tell you something that a lot of people don't realize until it's too late. Your body is the only place you have to live. You can buy a new house, a new car, even a new wardrobe, but you don't get a new body. The way you treat it now is going to determine how you feel, how you move, and how you live. For the rest of your days, when you're young, you feel invincible. You eat whatever you want, sleep whenever you feel like it, push your body to the limit. Without a second thought, you think, I'll worry about my health later. But let me tell you, later comes faster than you think. One day you wake up and your body starts reminding you of all the times you neglected it. The joints ache. The energy fades. The things you once did so easily become a struggle, and you realize your body kept score. I've talked to people who spent their whole lives chasing success, building careers, making money, only to end up spending all that money trying to buy back their health. I've seen men who worked 80-hour weeks, thinking they were doing it for their families, only to end up too sick or too tired to enjoy the life they built. What's the point of reaching the top if you're too weak to stand tall? When you get there, your body is not a machine. You can run into the ground and expect to keep going. It needs care, attention, and respect. It needs rest. Some people wear exhaustion like a badge of honor, like running on empty is something to be proud of, but I've never met a single person at the end of their life who said, I wish I had worked more and slept less. No, they say, I wish I had taken better care of myself. I wish I had more time. And it's not just about physical health, your mind, your heart. Those need care, too. Stress, worry, and constant pressure will wear you down just as fast as junk food. And no exercise. You have to protect your peace. You have to let go of things that steal your joy and drain your spirit. Because let me tell you, all the success in the world means nothing if you're too sick to, is exhausted, or too broken to enjoy it. People say, I don't have time to take care of myself. But the truth is, if you don't make time for your health now, you'll be forced to make time for your illness later. You can either invest in your well-being today or pay the price for neglecting it tomorrow. It's not about living forever. It's about making sure that while you do live, you feel strong, energized, and alive. I've seen too many people wait until their health is slipping away before they start to appreciate it. They wait until the doctor gives them a wake-up call. They wait until they're too tired to play with their grandkids. They wait until they're sitting in a hospital bed, wishing they could go back and do things differently. But you don't have to wait until it's too late. You can start today. Take care of your body. Nourish it. Move it. Let it rest. Take care of your mind. Fill it with things that bring you peace, not just things that keep you busy. Take care of your heart. Don't carry bitterness, anger, or stress longer than you need to, because at the end of the day, all the money, all the achievements, all the success in the world mean nothing if you don't have the health to enjoy it. Let me tell you something that I've learned after years of living. When it's all said and done, the people in your life are the ones who matter the most. We spend so much time running after success, chasing achievements, thinking that if we can just get that next promotion, buy that next thing, or make that next big move, we'll be happy. But let me tell you something. It's not the success that matters. It's the relationships you build along the way. When you get to the end of your life, it's not the title on your business card that people will remember. It's not the amount of money you made or the awards you received. It's the love you gave the people you cared, or the friendships you built, and the family you raised. At the end of the day, your success won't matter nearly as much as the people who stood by your side through it. All the thing is, we often take relationships for granted. We think that the people who love us will always be there, that our family will always be there, that our friends will always be there. But life is short. We're not promised tomorrow. And sometimes we wait too long to tell the people we love how much they mean to us. We wait too long to show appreciation. We wait until it's too late to make things right, to say I'm sorry, or to say I love you. More often when you're focused on building a career or chasing dreams, it's easy to forget the people who are right there beside you. But trust me, the most important thing in life is the people who are in your corner, the ones who will pick you up when you fall, who will celebrate your victories, and who will walk with you through the tough times. I met so many people who have achieved everything they thought they wanted, only to realize they've sacrificed the most important thing, their relationships. They've spent so much time building their careers, climbing the ladder and striving for more, that they've lost touch with the people they care about. And when they look back, they wish they had spent more time with their children, their spouses, their friends. They wish they had listened more, laughed more, and loved more. But you don't have to wait until you're old to learn this lesson. You can start right now. Invest in the people you love. Spend time with your family. Take your friend out for coffee. Tell the people who matter how much they mean to you. Life isn't about what you can take from others. It's about what you can give to them. Your time, your attention, your love. Those are the things that truly matter. We get caught up in the busyness of life. We get wrapped up in our to-do lists, our goals, and our deadlines. But if you want to live a life that truly matters, you need to focus on people, not things. People will be there for you when everything else falls away. People are the ones who will carry you when you can't carry yourself. And people are the ones who will remember you when you're gone. Think about it. When you look back on your life, what will stand out the most? Will it be the big promotion or the fancy vacation? Or will it be the moments you shared with those you love? The quiet dinners, the heartfelt conversations, the moments of pure joy spent with family and friends. Relationships take effort. They take time. They take patience. But they are worth every ounce of energy you put into them. Because in the end, they are the ones who will lift you up, hold you close, and fill your life with meaning. I've met so many people who regret not spending more time with their families, not nurturing their friendships, not showing their love when they had the chance. Don't let that be. You don't wait until it's too late to show up for the people who matter. Don't wait until they're gone to realize how much they meant to you. Make the time. Now build those relationships now, because at the end of the day, success without love is a hollow victory, and life without people to share it with is a life that will always feel incomplete. So take the time to invest in the people who matter. Don't wait for tomorrow. Start today. Let me tell you something that I've come to understand through my own experiences and the wisdom of those who've lived longer than I have. Failures are not the end of the road. In fact, they're often the very beginning of something new, something better. The road to success isn't a straight line. It's filled with twists, turns, and bumps, and those bumps, they're not setbacks. They're lessons. They're the tools you need to build a better future. I know it's easy to look at someone who seems to have it all together and think that they've got it easy, that they've somehow been spared from failure. But I can tell you this: no one has ever achieved anything of lasting value without failing along the way. Every successful person has experienced disappointment, rejection, and defeat. But here's the thing: it's not the failure that defines them. It's how they responded to it. You're going to fail. That's not a question. It's a fact. The only way to avoid failure is to never try and trust me. That's no way to live. If you're not failing, it means you're not pushing yourself hard enough. You're not reaching for something big enough, or you're playing it too safe. The people who succeed are the ones who get up after they fall, dust themselves off, and keep moving forward. They don't let failure keep them down. They don't let it define them. I've talked to so many people who look back at their lives and realize that their greatest lessons came from their failures. I've heard people say, if I hadn't failed, I never would have learned this. If I hadn't messed up, I never would have figured that out. Failure is humbling, but it's also powerful. It teaches you more about yourself than success ever will. It shows you where your weaknesses are, but it also shows you where your strength lies. And most importantly, it builds your resilience, your ability to bounce back and try again. One thing I've learned is that you have to embrace failure. You can't run from it or fear it. If you're too afraid to fail, you'll never take the risks that lead to real growth. And trust me, growth doesn't come from comfort. It comes from stepping out of your comfort zone, from taking chances, and yes, from falling down every now and then. The key is not to let failure define you or stop you from trying. It's not about how many times you fall, but how many times you get up. Every failure is a lesson in disguise. Every time you fall short, you're given a chance to reevaluate, to grow, and to try again with more wisdom than you had the last time. It's through those failures that you learn what works and what doesn't, what matters and what doesn't. Let me share something I've learned from the people who have gone before me. They've all told me the same thing. The key to success isn't being perfect, It's being persistent. It's about showing up every day, doing the work, and refusing to give up. If you don't quit, you will get there. It might take time. It might take more effort than you ever imagined, but you will get there. And don't listen to the voices around you that tell you failure's something to be ashamed of. There's no shame in failing. The shame is in giving up. The shame is in not trying. It's in letting fear of failure stop you from going after your dreams. The people who will truly make a difference in this world are the ones who fail and fail again, but who never stop trying. There's an old saying, the only real failure is the one from which we learn nothing. That's the truth. As long as you're learning from your mistakes, you're moving forward even when it feels like you're stuck, even when it seems like you've hit a dead end. You're still growing. You're still getting stronger. You're still building the resilience that will carry you through the next challenge. Let me tell you something else I've learned from those who have lived through it. All success is not about never failing. It's about using your failures as stepping stones. It's about seeing each failure as an opportunity to refine your approach, to adjust your plan, and to come back stronger than ever. You're not defined by your failures. You're defined by your response to them. So the next time you fail, don't be discouraged. Don't let it knock you down. Embrace it, learn from it, and get back up. Keep moving forward. Because success is not for the perfect. It's for the persistent. If you keep going, no matter how many times you fall, you will succeed. It's as simple as that. There's something I want to share with you that I wish I had learned earlier in life. You can't control what other people think of you, no matter how hard you try, and no matter how much you worry about it. You may change someone else's opinion. And here's the kicker. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter one bit. The sooner you realize this, the sooner you'll start living freely. When I was younger, I used to worry constantly about what others thought of me. I changed the way I dressed, the way I spoke, the way I acted, just to fit in, just to be accepted. I try so hard to get people to like me, thinking that if they like me, if they approved of me, then I'd finally be happy. But guess what? The more I tried to meet everyone else's expectations, the more I lost myself. And let me tell you, living for other people's approval is a quick way to lose your own peace of mind. You know, we live in a world that constantly tells us we need to be something. We're not. Social media fills our heads with these images of perfect lives, perfect bodies, perfect relationships. We're told that we should be like this person or like that person, that we should look like them, talk like them, live like them. But let me tell you, none of that is real. It's a fade. It's a lie. No one's life is perfect, and trying to be someone you're not just to fit into someone else's mold will leave you feeling empty. At some point, you have to stop worrying about what other people think and start living for yourself. Because the truth is, the people who matter will love you for who you really are, not for who you pretend to be. The right people, the people who truly belong in your life, will accept you as you are, with all your flaws, your quirks, and your imperfections. I've spent way too many years trying to live up to the expectations of people who didn't even care about me. They didn't value me for who I was. They just wanted me to be someone else. And let me tell you, that's a miserable way to live if you're always trying to please everyone. You'll end up pleasing no one, including yourself. Here's something I've learned the hard way. Your worth is not tied to other people's opinions of you. Your value is intrinsic. It's in who you are, not in how others see you. When you realize that it's like a weight has been lifted off your shoulders, you stop living for approval and start living for yourself. You stop wasting your time and energy on things that don't matter, and you start focusing on what truly brings you joy, peace, and fulfillment. The moment you stop worrying about what other people think, you open up the freedom to be who you're meant to be. You stop being bound by fear of judgment and start embracing your true self. It's liberating. You'll find that the more authentic you are, the more people will be drawn to you, not because you're trying to be someone else, but because you're being real, and realness is magnetic. Don't get me wrong. It's not that you should live without any consideration for others. It's not about being rude or careless. It's about letting go of the need for constant validation. It's about being confident in your own skin, trusting that you don't need the approval of others to know that you are worthy. You know, the older I get, the more I realize that most people are too busy worrying about their own lives to think much about yours. The truth is, we're all caught up in our own struggles, our own hopes, and our own fears. Most people aren't judging you nearly as much as you think they are. So, why give so much power to someone else's opinion? When you live for the approval of others, you'll never find peace. But when you live for yourself, when you live true to your own values and beliefs, when you stop letting other people's expectations define your worth, that's when you begin to experience true freedom. Trust me, it's not easy. It takes time to unlearn the habit of seeking validation from the outside world. It takes courage to step into your own life and say, "This is who I am." Take it or leave it. But once you do, you'll find a strength inside of you that you didn't even know was there. You'll find a peace that comes from being unapologetically you. So stop caring so much about what other people think. It's okay if they don't understand you. It's okay if they don't approve. Your life is yours to live, and no one else has the right to tell you how to live it. Embrace who you are, flaws in all, and let go of the need for validation. You'll find that the people who truly matter will love you just as you are, and that's all that matters. Let me tell you something that might be Hardy Heart SE year, but is absolutely true. Life is fragile 1 minute. Everything can seem fine, and the next, it can all change in the blink of an eye. You could be going through your day, ticking off the to-do list, feeling like you've got everything under control, and then without warning, something happens. It could be an illness, an accidental loss, or even just the realization that time is slipping away faster than you ever imagined. The truth is we don't have as much time as we think we do when we're younger. It's easy to take time for granted. We think we have all the time in the world to make things right, to go after our dreams, to fix broken relationships. But the older we get, the more we start to realize how precious those moments really are. The truth is you never know how much time you have left. That's why it's so important to make the most of every single day. Because one day, you'll look back and realize that the time you had was shorter than you thought. And I'm not just talking about big dramatic moments here. It's the small things, the everyday moments that can slip by if you're not paying attention. Those quiet mornings with your family, those lazy afternoons with a good book, those little conversations with the people you love. Those moments matter more than you realize. Too often, we get caught up in the noise of life, the distractions, the pressure to do more, to be more, to achieve more. But when you stop and really think about it, what's most important is not how much you accomplish, but how much you truly live. There's a tendency in our culture to measure success by how much we have. How far? We've climbed how many things we've crossed off our list. But I've learned that it's not about how much you accumulate, it's about the richness of your EXP experiences, the depth of your relationships, and the way you show up in the world when you're on your deathbed. You won't care about how many promotions you got, how much money you made, or how many goals you achieved. What will matter is the love you gave the people you helped and the moments you shared. I've had conversations with people who were near the end of their lives, and the things they regret the most aren't the chances they didn't take to make more money or be more successful. No, their biggest regrets are the things they didn't do with their time, the times they didn't tell someone they loved them, the opportunities they missed to spend time with family, the risks they didn't take because they were too afraid. So how do you avoid those regrets? You start by recognizing the preciousness of every moment. You don't wait until it's too late to make the changes you've been putting off. You don't wait until tomorrow to show love, to take a chance to apologize, or to go after what you really want in life. You start right now. Now you have to live with intention. You have to choose what you want your life to stand for, and then you have to act on it. Too many people drift through life waiting for the perfect moment to act, always thinking there's time to do it later. But the truth is, the perfect moment rarely comes. The only moment you can control is right now. Can't wait for life to hand you the right opportunity. Go out and create it. If there's something you've been putting off, whether it's men in a relationship, chasing a dream, or making a change, do it now. Don't wait. Time doesn't wait for anyone. And the older you get, the more you start to see how fleeting time really is. You can always make more money. You can always find another job. You can always buy more things, but you can't buy more time. The truth is, the end of our lives comes for all of us, and there's no way to know when that day will come. The people we love won't always be here. The opportunity we have now won't always be available. So we need to make the most of what we have. Today, start being the person you want to be now. Don't wait until you feel ready. Don't wait for tomorrow. Don't wait for someone else to change. You change, you act, you live. There's something powerful about living with the awareness that time is limited. It sharpens your focus, it clarifies your priorities, and it makes every moment feel more precious. Instead of getting bogged down in what you haven't accomplished or what you're still waiting for, you start to appreciate what you have. Right? Now, so take a step back for a moment. Look around. You appreciate the people in your life. Look at the opportunities you have. Before, you don't let the busyness of life blind you to the beauty of this moment. Make today count. Live today as if it's the most important day of your life. Because in many ways, it is the most important lesson I can give you is this time is the most precious thing you have. And once it's gone on, you can't get it back. Use it wisely, make it count, and above all, never forget how precious the time you have today really is. Life isn't measured by how much you accomplish, but by how deeply you experience each fleeting moment. True wealth is not found in possessions, but in meaningful memories, genuine connections, and a heart unburdened by regret. When you live with urgency, gratitude, and love, you create a life that echoes far beyond your final days, a legacy built not on what you gathered, but on what you gave, shared, and cherished. Start today, because the greatest life lessons are not meant to be understood when it's too late. They are meant to transform you now,